There are places deep in the wilderness where time stops, where light fades faster than it should, and where the spirits of the lost never truly die. This is not a legend. This is the story of Nya, a 13-year-old girl who entered the bush with her parents and came back changed forever. It started on a quiet evening. The sun had just begun to sink behind the hills as Nya and her parents drove through the forest, a peaceful place far from the city, surrounded by tall trees and thick brush. The road home was long, isolated, no street lights, no houses. Adjust the car, the night, and the endless stretch of dirt. Nia was dozing in the back seat, watching the trees blur by. Her father hummed along to an old radio song. Her mother sat quietly, flipping through photos on her phone. Then the car shuddered. A sudden, hard jerk. The engine coughed, sputtered, then died completely. They were miles from the nearest village. Her father tried to start the car again. Once, twice, nothing. With a sigh, he grabbed the flashlight and stepped out to check the engine. Her mother followed. They had spent 2 days in her grandmother's village. Her cheek against the window, Nya sat in the back seat, staring into the trees. She didn't know why, but she felt watched. Minutes passed. She heard her father swear under his breath, then silence. Dad. She called. No answer. Then her mother screamed, loud, panicked, cut short. Nya shot out of the car, her heart pounding. She ran toward the front of the car where her parents had been, but they were gone. Only the flashlight remained, dropped in the dirt, still on. Its beam shook slightly, as if someone had just let go. She stepped forward. Then she saw it, a smear of blood across the side of the car, trailing into the forest. She called their names again and again. No response. Just the wind and the sound of footsteps, light, fast, all around her. She turned in every direction, but saw no one. Then a giggle, faint, from the trees. A girl's giggle. Hello? Nya whispered, her voice trembling. Is someone there? And then she saw her, a young girl, maybe 8 or 9, pale skin, hair matted with leaves, standing barefoot in the shadows. Her dress was torn and soaked with something dark. She smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. It was twisted, wrong. Come play, the girl said. Then she vanished. Nya froze. Something wasn't right. Something was horribly wrong. She took a step back, then heard a snap behind her. She turned and saw her mother, or what was left of her. Hanging by her arms from the trees, her eyes open but lifeless, her mouth stretched wide in a silent scream. Nya screamed and ran. She didn't know where. She just knew she had to get away. Branches whipped her face. Thorns tore her skin, but she didn't stop. Behind her, she heard voices, girls, laughing, chanting. One voice rose above the others. Where do you think you're going? She looked back and saw her father, but not as she remembered him. His face was slashed, his shirt torn open, and he was crawling, yes, crawling toward her, his body bent in unnatural ways. Nya, he croaked. Nya, help me. But it wasn't her father. Not really. There was something else in his eyes, something evil. She turned and ran harder. That night, Nya didn't sleep. She hid under a fallen tree, clutching her knees, shaking. She could hear them all night, the girls, singing, dancing, calling her name in voices, sweet and sharp like broken glass. Days passed. Nya wandered deeper into the bush. She drank from muddy puddles, ate roots and berries, unsure if they were safe. She cried until her voice broke. She saw things. Bodies hanging from trees, hands reaching from the ground, eyes blinking in tree bark. At one point, she found a path. She followed it for what felt like hours until it vanished. Beneath her feet, everything in that place was a trap. Everything wanted her. She no longer knew if she was awake or dreaming. But on the 5th night, as the forest filled with whispers and smoke, she collapsed. Her body weak, her eyes closing, she felt cold hands grab her, drag her, voices chanting, stay, stay, stay forever. And then light, a warm golden glow, and a voice, not one of the girls, not her parents, a new voice, kind, child, it said, you are not theirs to keep. Nya woke in a small hut, surrounded by herbs and candles. An old woman sat beside her, humming. She had soft eyes, but they held something ancient. You've been marked. The woman said, They saw you, they wanted you, but not today. The woman told Nya stories of children lost in the bush, of angry spirits, of girls who died in pain and stayed behind, searching for others to join them. She said the forest never forgets, and Nya would never be the same. Nia lives with that woman now, in a small village far from the trees. She doesn't speak of what happened, not often, but every night she lights a candle for her mother, her father, and for the girls in the forest. Sometimes she hears them whispering her name from far away. Sometimes she dreams of blood and laughter and branches reaching for her, and sometimes she wonders what would have happened if she'd said yes. If she had stayed, would she be smiling too, with hollow eyes and a mouth full of screams? They say no one survives the bush once it chooses you, but Nya did, and she never be the same.